Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about having Saturn in Libra in a natal chart. Now, first off, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, in the early part of it, I did a series on the Saturn placements in the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up. Well, Saturn is connected in astrology with the father, older people, and authority figures. So, one or more of these people may actually be a Libra, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be, people that are cooperative, that are peaceful, that are, not about confrontation. Could be ones that are very refined, sociable, charming, tactful, diplomatic, but can also be indecisive, ambivalent, and really and be too quick to, times to compromise. And it could also be one or more of these people may be in a Libra profession, whether it's working as a diplomat, someone in art, people in arbitration, negotiation, um, art, the law, which can include, being in a, having working in a field, being a judge, a bailiff, an attorney, paralegal, as some examples. Now, Saturn is also connected with, sadness and sorrow, so there may be more of that associated with lawsuits and legalities more so than the average person. Also, too, Saturn is associated with restrictions and limitations. So, there may be certain restrictions and limitations, in expressing, charm, tact, diplomacy. Um, Also, just whether it's being equitable and fair or just having situations that may be perceived or construed as fair to the person that has the placement. Matters of compromise, negotiation. The person may feel they're often in situations, they don't really have, that opportunity necessarily to negotiate a situation that they're forced to agree to something that may not seem fair or equitable in his or her eyes, whether it's, some housing situation or whatever it might be. Getting, being, expressing cooperation, or even, I would say, perhaps getting cooperation from others may be more difficult, more of a hardship than the average person. And just matters pertaining to relationships, the significant other, the marriage partner in general, may be a source of some difficulty or consternation, or just, again, some restriction or limitation associated with it. Now, Saturn is also connected with chronic issues. Having Saturn in Libra, there may be some chronic issues that are associated with the kidneys, the lower back, endocrine system, the buttocks. For example, there may be chronic kidney disease, or the person may have a greater, propensity toward kidney stones than the average person. There may be issues, with a herniated disc or some degenerative disc syndrome as some examples. So there's some problems that are ongoing with hypoglycemia or diabetes. I have Jupiter in Libra in my natal chart, which, Jupiter, can, I've talked about it before, can be very paradoxical. It's strongly benign and benevolent, but could also have a tendency to enlarge and expand. And I've had some major issues with kidney stones and, lower back issues. So, Saturn Libra can give some difficulties in those issues, though. Now, another thing too is that Saturn is associated with responsibilities. So having Saturn in Libra in your natal chart, there may be more responsibilities than the average person. It matters just in their relationships in general, doing things for others, This person may feel like they have to constantly be that people appeaser and do things that are associated with other people. They may even, let their own, unfortunately, let their own interest at times, put them on the back burner because others' interests may be taking precedence and priority over theirs. There may be more responsibilities connected with the marriage partner, significant other. Maybe there's something with art, whether it's somebody that may own an art gallery in some isolated cases, things of an artistic nature. Um, it could be matters, being, the mediator, somebody that feels he or she needs to intervene often, be the peacemaker. Say if there's a contentious situation on the home front, as an example, it could be where this person may feel they need to, constantly intervene and be the mediator in that situation, the peacemaker. There may be more responsibilities to legal matters than the average person, and it's just really, having this placement, there can be a lot of work too involved in those things and in legal matters. Now, getting to that now, Saturn is associated with laborious work, so the person may have, to do a lot of work, which is very, hard, could be hard labor for this person anyway. It could be doing something with art. A person may actually be an artist and work harder at their craft than the average person. It could be doing something with fashion, whether it's fashion design or what have you. It could be doing something with the law, working hard. Again, some examples as an attorney, a paralegal, a bailiff, a judge, as some examples. And also, it could be doing something with interior decoration, or even the person's marriage may require more work than the average person. It could be somebody working in furniture production, as another example, cosmetics, modeling, may require, a lot of work, more hours than the average person. Saturn is also connected with the career. So if you have Saturn and Libra in your natal chart, there may be a career, working as a, some examples could be as a diplomat, doing something with art, which can cover a wide divergence of things, whether it's, working in drawing, painting, sculpting, as some examples. There may be a career in arbitration or negotiation or something associated with the law, working in human resources, even scale production, I would say, because Libra is associated with scales, and Saturn is connected with with the career, and also too it could be the career may be one connected with jewelry, such as working in jewelry repair, working as a chiropractor. Um, Saturn is also associated with our fears and inhibitions. So having Saturn and Libra in your natal chart, there may be some fears and inhibitions connected with one's relationships. It could be working. It could be contracts. A person may be apprehensive about contracts, whether it's not discerning, fear not being able to discern the fine print, being tied down to a situation, some commitment that he or she may not want. It could be, it could be a fear of compromising. There may be something where this person may be afraid to compromise in fear that, they're not getting, what's fair in the deal. There may be even some fear of marriage, or having that significant other, or just simply collaborating with others on projects and endeavors. Maybe there's a fear of scales weighing oneself at times. It could be lawsuits. Now, virtually everybody would be afraid of lawsuits, I would say. Now, the thing about that is, but it may be more intensified, with this placement as opposed to most, others in astrology. Now, also, too, Saturn is associated with concentration. It can reflect, what we strongly, concentrate on. without allowing, extraneous things, to interfere with what we're doing. So when you have Saturn and Libra in your natal chart, there may be a lot of concentration. It could be just simply in games that require balance, such as Jenga. Some of you older people out there may remember that game, Don't Tip the Waiter. That may have involved something with balance, and also even sports that involve ability to balance, such as gymnastics or tennis. Um, there may be a lot of concentration on legal matters and things that are associated with art. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Learnard saying, stay well.